I want to dive back into Ask the Devs with you today. We're going to look at a question regarding radar and scanning, which is answered by none other than Mark Abent. It's been a while since we've seen him. For those that are new, in the before time, we used to have a show called Bug Smashers. I love that show. Now, there's several reasons the show no longer plays, but let me play you the first couple of seconds of this just to refresh your memory and bring back that nostalgia. You ready? Here we go.
Hey everyone, welcome to Bug Smashers. I'm your host, Mark Abent. Let's get started. Bug Smashers! Hey everyone, we are here in the
this is basically the show.
I know
He'd
you guys
sit there
like my fun fancy dancy test level, but unfortunately...
And he'd walk you through some lines of code, show you where the problem came up, and then basically code away and fix the problem for you. Now, the reason I feel the show basically came to an end, well, first of all, there was all the CryEngine nonsense where they were claiming that source code was being leaked. I mean, this is markup language, not the source code, but I don't know, I'm not a game dev. But the other reason is making a video. How long is this video here? About 10 minutes long. To make this 10-minute video, the work, the reshooting, the editing required, no, he doesn't edit, but I could see this taking upwards of 2-3 hours of his day to set up and then maybe reshoot certain parts. And he's the kind of guy that really doesn't have the extra 2-3 hours a day to do this. I mean, it was great they did it. It's sad to see it go. And that's the story of Mark Abent. But I want to jump into his answers. It's been a long time since we've heard anything from Mark. So the question comes from Del Ivory, who is part of Associates of the Hidden Moon. And the question is, hello, I'm hoping you can help with some additional information on this subject, the subject being radar and scanning. What are the differences between radar and scanning? Does scanning rely on the radar for its range unless there is a dedicated scanning suite like on the Terrapin? This comes from a discussion regarding what makes a good command and control ship for a fleet. This is a good question. The Polaris is slated to have capital class radar, which will be a long-range passive scan. But will scanners have the same range for actively detecting ships that may be running stealth? These are good questions here. Or will the greater range allow for the radar to detect a stealth ship from greater range? Though not maximum range, just by being more powerful to begin with. Thanks, Del. All right, Mark Abent chimes in, and it's been a long time, so what does he have to say about this? We are making a lot of behind-the-scenes changes to radar, ping, and scanning, so I can help clarify the terminology for the immediate future. Good point. Always first clarify terminology in a discussion. It really helps. So, the radar is responsible for passively finding and tracking contacts just by being turned on. When you go into a certain area and you see the red ships on your radar, you know the enemy ships. That's your radar just working passively, as all radars do in this case. Ping is when you find additional contacts. Now, when you go mining and you ping your radar, you get those big areas of interest shows up. That's a ping. And when you go up to a rock and you scan the rock closely, it tells you what's in the rock. That is the scanning, which is used to obtain more information on a specific entity. All right, so we've nailed down the terminology. Let's begin the answer here. Scan requires a contact to be on radar before it can unlock information about it. The scanner will have the ability to perform an active detection on the contacts that will appear on your radar as you scan it. We know this, all right? Passive scan detection is a signature detection that is by having the radar turned on, yes. Active detection is signature detection requiring the player to perform an action like the ping. You can see the contacts further out. That allows the contacts to see you further out as well. So, if you are stealthy, but then you put out a ping, you will light up on everyone else's radar. This is important to know. Now, on the topic of capital ships will have stronger radars so that passive detection can see things much further out than a smaller ship, but really depends on how strong the ship's radar ping is. To be stealthy, a player can use the following. Be within the vicinity of a larger ship entity or a ship emitting a stronger signal to mask your own. Interesting. I've never tried any of this, but I guess this is where it's going. So if you are being stealthy, if you are closer to a larger ship, then that will kind of mask your own signature. Interesting. Turn down your emissions enough to be hidden by the ambient signature. We know this, including nearby emissions of stronger ships or asteroid fields or gas clouds. That we did not know. So if you are within an asteroid field or within gas clouds, they will mask your signatures, your ambient signatures even more. It makes sense, and obviously it's coming to the game. You can still be found with a ping, but the person doing the ping would light up like a light bulb, so you would know the hunt is on. We're also working on UI display to show your emissions versus the ambient emissions. It will help gauge how stealthy you are. So some great information there regarding stealth. You definitely want to be hiding in gas clouds or hiding among asteroids. That's going to mask you a lot more, or you can hide around larger ships and their emissions will mask your emission. We have a follow-up on that coming from Joran, who is part of the 890 Jump Club. What about dedicated exploration scanning stations like the Dur, Aquila, 600i, Carrack, and 890 Jump are supposed to have? We always thought they were totally separate systems for very long range and more specific scanning types. The answer: radar and ping are going to combine into a single item, but the scanner will remain a separate item. The next batch of updates would more or less provide these type of scanners with long range of retrieving information. Scanners unlock information based upon the signature resolution, fall off, ambient, modifiers, etc. So if you have poor scanner, then you may have to get really close to unlock all or important information compared to better scanners that allow you to unlock the same information further out. All right, so back in the mining example, right now you have to get pretty close to a rock to scan it. If you have really good scanners coming in, then you can be much further away and pick out your targets, get more information about your targets or your rocks from greater distance. Further updates to exploration scanners will come out thereafter, as we need to handle jump point discoveries and other points of interest. Great information. All right, so stealth and scanning information, scanning stuff further out. All this will come into place soon enough. Great to hear from Mark Abent again. And I really hope we do hear from more. Hey, maybe we can get Bug Smashers back. CIG, what's happening with that? Guys, if you enjoy this content, you know what to do. Thumbs up, subscribe, hit that bell button, and your comments below. Appreciate it as always. I'll catch you in the next one.